Hi, I'm Joe, and today I have two more BlueBrixx Star Trek sets of what BlueBrixx calls Brick Buddies, but I think we recognize them as being in the style of the Lego Brickheadz sets. And today we have a couple of unrelated builds. We have Captain Kirk from Star Trek The Original Series, and we have 7 of 9 from Star Trek Voyager. I had originally also ordered Spock from Star Trek The Original Series, but that set went out of stock before my order was shipped, so I just had to settle for these two. And of course, I already had Quark from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which I reviewed in an earlier video. I'll start here with Kirk, who, since he is just a normal human, doesn't really have any distinctive features like Quark did at being a Ferengi, or like Spock would have had with pointed ears, or like 7 will have, which I'll show in just a moment. But we see Kirk in his gold uniform. He's got his insignia here. That's on a printed tile. And he has the sleeve stripes to indicate that he's the captain, which is the 2 solid stripes and 1 dashed. And those are also printed tiles. We have the printed tile indicating that he is Kirk and has Star Trek in the original series font. And he is shown holding a phaser and a communicator. I thought, well, those are nice props, but is that only there just to add props, or was he ever actually holding both of those at the same time? And sure enough, he was. And the first example that came to mind was in the famous episode Devil in the Dark, when he is faced with the Horta and he has to call Spock to help. There aren't really that many distinctive building techniques here. We do have some interesting parts that are 2x2 tiles that are 2 plates thick and angled to give the texture to the back of his head. The eyes are these 1x1 tiles that are round on top, which seems to be typical of all the BlueBrixx Brick Buddy sets. And I think this is a pretty neat technique, using snot bricks and brackets to intentionally leave exactly 1/2 plate gap so that he has a mouth. And here we have 7 of 9, who was in the last 4 seasons of Star Trek Voyager, introduced as a fully assimilated Borg, who is then liberated from the collective and has had all of the cybernetic enhancements removed from her as possible, but there are still a few left, and those are depicted here in the model. 7 went through various uniform styles in Voyager. This one shows the blue uniform, which I had a hard time finding many pictures of. It also is printed here with the Voyager style comm badge, and 7's remaining cybernetic implants are shown by using flat silver pieces. She has 1 bit over her left eye, and that is represented here by a 1x1 tile, and using this modified 1x2 flat silver brick to make it look like it's wrapping around her eye. And what's also visible is she has wires or other enhancements running down her fingertips of her left hand, and that's been a little bit oversimplified by giving her a flat silver clip here as her left hand, as opposed to her right hand, which is in light tan. And of course she has blonde hair, and that's represented here by using these flame yellow bricks. I'm not sure if that's the right color name. And her accessory is actually this printed tile here. We show that. And this is a direct reference to the episode, The Omega Directive, where Voyager detects something called an Omega particle, which is a super secret thing, and it's super powerful, and only the captain is supposed to even know about this particle, but 7 knows about it from being with the Borg. And while the captain wants to follow orders to destroy the Omega particles, 7 wants to harness them because they are the Borg's idea of perfection. So thanks for checking out my video about these Brick Buddy sets from Star Trek. This is definitely an odd collection of characters, but they will be the only 3 I have, at least any that come from BlueBrixx, because they have lost the license and I'm not going to order any more. Maybe there will be others in the future, but until then, remember, today is a good day to build.